Alright traders, check this out. This time we got the Ethereum under the microscope. I wanted to follow up on the bearish conviction that we've taken on the Ethereum, right? And you remember the reasons behind this bearish conviction, right? I was talking about this really bizarre head and shoulders pattern that actually manifested in a proper way, right? It actually delivered on its promise, even though it was really, I mean, really unusual. The weirdness about this head and shoulders pattern was the head, well, the right side of the head that actually went sub-zero, right? And started to develop itself below the neckline, but it kept coming to touch base on that neckline. So that's pretty much the reason I decided to keep the neckline in place. But it was also very informative because it was strongly suggesting that it's not going to be able to handle that neckline as a resistance level. So it still had the same implications, which means a downside reversal, right? The beginning of a downside move, maybe even a downside trend. Now, ever since then, we became more confident on the proposition, guys, of a serious downside move in the pipeline. And it started mostly because you remember how we nailed the first target, right, at 192.40. You probably remember this key level, right? It's just the first Fibonacci projection, 123.6 of the head, which is, we do the same measurement every single time when we have a real head and shoulders pattern. We just measure the head and apply the 1.236, right? And we had a stunning reaction when price was on the downside, beautiful reaction, which completely pushed against price, and it went for an upside correction. But it didn't go too long. It found the neckline as a stiff resistance. That was the end of the way. That was the end of the road for that upside correction, and price came back down. Now it was able to overcome that same obstacle at 120 and 192.40, right? It was able to break down, and right now it's actually trading below that area. So at this point, the only natural next step to take here is just to aim for the next imminent price target, or should I say projection level. And whenever we have this head and shoulders pattern, usually, guys, what we really like to do is to apply two projection levels. The first one, which we give most respect to, the 1.236, I mean, that's the safest, that's the safest key level you can aim for, right? That's the closest and the most imminent milestone. But once you get that, once you take that one out, the next one, 161.8, is the one you want to start aiming at, right? And that is right here, guys, 140.2. So we're still relatively far from that level, from that key level, but now we're taking it to the next step, right? So basically we're trying to chase 140, all right? That's going to be our final destination for sure. It always is. The 161.8 is always our final destination when we activate a head and shoulders pattern breakdown. All right, so there you go. Stop loss level is still at 250, guys. The next step would be to adjust the stop loss level to 235. We're going to make an adjustment of 15 points. But as long as price remains below 192.4, I think we are good to go, right? And we're just going to carry on with this short position. All right, guys, that's about that for the Ethereum. That's about that for today with regards to the cryptocurrency market. Till next time, be well.